Yo, what's up, guys? Today I want to talk about a fight almost nobody is talking about. Everyone is too focused on Islam versus Ilia, but the real banger people are sleeping on is Arman versus Ilia. Stylistically, this is one of the best matchups that UFC can make right now. We've got two young, explosive killers who fight at a crazy pace and don't take any backward steps. Arman brings that suffocating pressure and elite grappling, and Ilia brings that timing, power, and some of the cleanest counters in the sport. This is not just a good fight. This is one of the rare matchups where elite skill versus meets elite skill, and the styles collide perfectly. If the UFC wants a fight that delivers action and high level technique, Armin versus Ilya is the one they need to make. People are sleeping on it, but trust me, this would be a straight up banger, and let me explain why. Okay, first off, this is a perfect matchup at the perfect time. These are not just two up and coming prospects. These are two elite fighters who have proven they belong at the very top. Ilia Topuria sits at a 17-0, completely undefeated, and he hasn't done it against random names. He's beaten Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway, and Alexander Volkanovski. Mind you, he was the first person to ever knock out Max Holloway. And these are the three of the biggest and most respected fighters from this entire era. And every time Ilya steps in there, he shows he's not just winning. He's dominating these fights. And on the other side, we've got Arman Tsarukyan, who's 10-2 in the UFC. And the two guys he's lost to are Islam Makhachev on short notice, where he put up a good fight, and a razor close fight with Mateusz Gamrot that could have gone either way, arguably. And outside of that, Arman has been tearing through real contenders. He beat Charles Oliveira at UFC 300 and just came off the best performance he's ever looked against Dan Hooker, absolutely just running through him and submitting him in the second round. And he knocked out Beneil Dariush in the first round, who was 8-1 in his last nine at the time. And Arman is now on a five-fight win streak. Ilya is undefeated, and both of them are climbing at the exact same pace. So when you look at where both guys are right now, the timing could not be better. They're both hungry, both young, hungry, and massively improving every fight, and both sitting right in that perfect spot where their careers naturally line up. And that's why this matchup feels like it's a right fight at the right moment. These are just two elite contenders in their prime, meeting at the exact same time when they're both at their best. Secondly, both of these guys fight with the true championship mindset. There's a ton of talented fighters, there's a ton of athletic guys, but very few have that mentality where when they step into that cage, they fully they are fully convinced that they are the best in the world and actually carry themselves like it. Ilya fights with no hesitation. He doesn't second guess, he does not freeze up, and he doesn't fight not to lose. He moves like someone who knows every shot he throws can end the fight. And that confidence is what allowed him to take out elite names and rise so quickly. He's not scared of anyone, and he treats every moment like he's already levels ahead. And Armin has that exact same mentality, but in a completely different way. Where Ilya is explosive and aggressive, Armin is relentless and systematic. He fights with that mindset that he's going to break you. And he pushes a pace designed to test your will and not just your skill set. He does not back up and he does not slow down. And he doesn't accept losing a single exchange without trying to win the next three. And that's why Ilya and Armin's styles mesh so well. You're not just dealing with two guys trying to edge out rounds or steal decisions. You're dealing with two fighters who believe they're at the championship level right now and who fight with the urgency of guys trying to make a statement every second they are inside the octagon. And this is a kind of mentality that makes great rivalries. Two fighters who don't flinch, don't break, and don't take their foot off the gas. Both of these guys have that hunger, that belief, and that intensity you only see at the very top of the sport. And when fighters with that mindset meet each other, and that is when you get the all-time great fights. And another factor that makes this matchup so interesting is the questions that we still do not have answers to. Like, for example, how does Ilya handle someone with Armin's pace? Most fighters Ilya faces, they can't keep up with him. They back up, they freeze, or they get overwhelmed. And Armin is not wired like that. He pushes for 5 rounds straight and makes you uncomfortable from the very first minute. We've never seen Ilya have to match that kind of nonstop pressure. And on the other side, how does Armin deal with Ilya striking, his power and his timing? Arman can walk down a lot of guys, but Ilia is not the average contender. Ilia cracks harder than anyone Arman has fought, and his counter shots land right on the button. And we don't know how Arman responds when a guy with Ilia's accuracy fires back in the middle of an exchange. And then there's the grappling questions. Can Ilia stop Arman's takedowns long enough to get his striking going? Or does Arman choose to wrestle early? Or does he trust his improvement striking? Ilia's defensive grappling is better than people think, but Arman's chain wrestling is on a different level, and it's one of the biggest unknowns in this matchup. And then there's the cardio factor. We know Arman can push a high pace all night, but Ilia is used to getting guys out of the early. What if Arman drags us into the deeper waters where Ilia actually has to fight off his back foot, defend shots, and stay sharp for 15 to 25 minutes? There's just so many unanswered questions, and that makes this fight so fascinating. And this isn't just a matchup where you already know how it goes. And this is not like a fight where one guy obviously has the edge everywhere. And this is just like one of the most interesting fights I think you can make in the division right now. And my last point for why this is one of the best fights UFC can make right now is that both these guys are a nightmare for each other. It's not a case where one guy clearly has the edge. Like, both of them bring weapons that can completely flip the fight. Arman's pressure, pace, and wrestling can make almost anyone uncomfortable. He doesn't let you set your rhythm, he doesn't let you fight at your preferred range, and he forces constant reactions. And for a fighter like Ilia, who likes to control the pace and dictate when exchanges happen, that can be a real challenge for him. Arman can make the fight messy and force Ilia to defend more than he's used to. But on the other side, Ilia is just as dangerous for Arman. His timing and accuracy are just on another level. He can counter in tight spaces, he hits clean, and he hits with insane power. Arman likes to close distance and create chaos, and Ilia is the type of fighter who can punish those entries with sharp, explosive counters that change a fight instantly. And even the grappling dynamic is interesting. Arman has a better wrestling, but Ilia is strong, athletic, and extremely hard to control on the guard. And he does not just accept bad positions, and he's also dangerous in these transitions. And neither guy gets an easy advantage here. There. And I think this is why this fight is so compelling. They both have strengths, and they can both give each other serious problems. And neither guy has a clear, safe path to victory. And it's just one of those matchups where whoever makes it better reads in real time will come out victorious. So this is just a great matchup everywhere. So when you put it all together, the timing of this fight, the styles, the momentum, and all the unanswered questions, Arman and Ilia is just a fight that makes the most sense. It's going to be competitive, it's high level, and it's the kind of matchup that actually answers something about the future of this lightweight division. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and be sure to check out some of my other videos. I'm going to be posting my UFC 323 full card breakdown soon, so stay tuned.